In less than 48 hours time, we face Everton on Saturday at Old Trafford and lunchtime kick-off 12:30. Everton also need points because they need to get out of the relegation mire. But as always, before we go balls into the preview, last night, we beat Brentford because we owed them one after what happened last August by a goal to nil, courtesy of Rashford's 26th goal of the season, I think. And I also think the Sabitzer, which sounds like an alcoholic drink, that was his first ever assist in the Man United shirt. And he badly needed that, because he was struggling up until then, let me tell you. He hasn't set the world alight as yet. I'm yet to be convinced. But I wouldn't pay for him in the summer. There's a reason why Bayern Munich were happy to let him go out on loan. If he was important to them, then he wouldn't have shipped them to us, you know. That performance, or lack thereof, our results. You know, the result against Real Betis didn't fool me. And this doesn't fool me either. It was like the Keir Starmer was managing Man United for one night only. It was also like beforehand that the players had a quiet little chat in Keir Starmer's dressing room. It was dull as ditch water, it was boring, it was predictable, it was pedestrian, it just didn't work. It just didn't. A chore to sit through. The fans were being bored rigid in the stands. What I will say is, the goal we did get, at least it wasn't an individual brilliance goal. That was a team goal. And I expect those type of goals at Man United. Because you wouldn't see Pep Guardiola do individual brilliance to win games. Nor with Tottenham, Brighton, and so on and so forth. He just wouldn't. And I think we should have scored more goals against Brentford. I do. We've got a +5 goal difference, by the way. It may have slipped your notice. That's a sackable offence in itself. That's a scandal. Man United shouldn't have a +5 goal difference in April. It's unheard of. It's unprecedented. That shows we're not an attacking team, we're a defensive team. You can't have a +5 goal difference. You just can't. Mourinho was pragmatic, but he never got a +5 goal difference. And that's the trouble, you see. You know? And I said after the Newcastle game, Ten Hag doesn't have the look of a Premier League winner. He's not worthy of being associated as a Man United manager. I just don't get him. I just don't get it. When he first arrived, I was thinking he was going to change things up, make things more modern. But he's not. He's repeating the same mistakes. He's playing the same players. You know what I mean? And it's costing him big time. You know, because we need to move forward as a football club. You know, and in the back of the players' minds, you know, they respected Brentford. They were probably shit scared that Brentford may have repeated what happened in their own backyard last August. But why are we playing because of the result? They got one over us last August. We're Man United Football Club. You know, if it wasn't for Ten Hag's and our superior home record, Ten Hag would have been sacked long ago. He's proven he could win a cup, but can he go the extra mile, extra step and win his league title? I don't believe he can. I said that Mourinho won't win his league title. I said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer won't win his league title. And I'm going to go for the hat-trick. Ten Hag will not win his league title. I just don't see it. I said that after we won 2, you know, people thought, oh, we won 2 cups under Mourinho. I thought, well, that's the catalyst. We're going to win the league now. We're going to go again. We didn't, did we? Because we finished 20 points behind Man City, who accumulated 100 points. You know? So we should be playing to our strengths and not our deficiencies. That's the way I see it. But Ten Hag's got to learn quite quickly. He does. Because he's invisible at the moment. And you know what? We also play like how Everton will play at Old Trafford on Saturday as well. So that's another thing to add into the melting pot. I thought McTominay was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I have no complaints at all. He almost scored in the first half, which was a shame they didn't go in. But he'll get there. Anybody who tells me that McTominay's not good enough for Man United, you're talking absolute drivel. You don't know what you're talking about. Football isn't for you, and you're an absolute simpleton. McTominay, the other week, got 2 goals against Spain, the creme de la creme. Spain, who were on a 20-game unbeaten run in European qualification. McTominay scored 2 goals against them. It wasn't against Mickey Mouse opposition, was it? Spain won the World Cup back in 2010 with Fabregas playing as a false 9. So if you slag off McTominay, you don't know anything about football. You have a lack of knowledge about football and a lack of knowledge about the game of football. I will always back the guy I've backed from the beginning. You know, people need to realise how far McTominay has sprung from. He was a reserve team player the first time he burst on the scene. Look what he's done. People should focus on what he's doing for Man United. You know what I mean? Judging him on that. I think he's done a fantastic season. You know, he's a great player. He's got so many strings to his bow. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And I will never criticise him. Because he's the guy I've backed forevermore. And he's won a trophy. How many trophies has Declan Rice won, by the way? None. Has McTominay ever been in a relegation battle? Not that I know of. McTominay's played in the Champions League. Declan Rice hasn't. McTominay's finished in the top 4, finished 3rd and 2nd. Declan Rice hasn't. Has Declan Rice scored against Spain when he's played for England? No, he hasn't. He threw a tantrum when they lost over 2 legs in the semi-final. I think it was against Spanish opposition. And at least McTominay is available to play every single week. Unlike Sancho, who went a sabbatical for 3 whole fucking months. Okay? He went globe-trotting. It's like when you go to university and you're on a gap year and you go and find yourself for a year. That's what Sancho's been doing. Playing the mental health card. There's nothing bloody wrong with you. I don't know why he keeps doing that. Did you know that Nathan Ake lost both at a young age, his mother and father? As far as I know, Sancho's mother and father are still with him. It's Ake who should really, you know, have the mental health tag. Because he's grown up with no parents at all. He's had to learn the hard way, learn himself. You know what I mean? And look what he's done in his career. He doesn't bitch, he doesn't moan about it. He's a model professional. He can play a centre back and he can play a left back. Plays for his country. He's a phenomenal player. He doesn't moan and groan, he gets on with it. That's what the great players do. Sancho can't play for Man United Football Club. Every time you pull on the Man United shirt, you perform to a microscope, you either sink or you swim. He doesn't have the mental jargon to survive playing for Man United. I don't rate the guy. I will not mollycoddle him. I won't treat him with kid gloves. I and everybody else pays wages. The fans should remember that. We need to get rid of him in the summer. Because if we don't, he'll continue to take the piss out of every single person associated with Man United Football Club. He's taking the piss out of you, the fans, who pay wages. 350k a week he's on. Scandalous. A local Mateus said that he should have stayed at Dortmund and that he only came to Man United for the money. And he's banned on the money in that. Get rid of him in the summer. He's just not needed. I just don't get it. So yeah, McTominay, my guy. I always defend him. Against the haters. Don't hate, appreciate. The McTominator. I think I said that, didn't I? I think I christened him that. But there we go. If I didn't, then, well, it's a good word anyway. So this McTominay is always available every single week. I was actually going to say something about Greenwood, but I probably won't. David De Gea almost cost us an equaliser when he hit the ball straight at Tony. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, by the way. We're in an emergency situation regarding the goalkeeper. We have to get a new goalkeeper in the summer. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. Okay? Because you can't win a league title in England with a goalkeeper like De Gea, who can't adapt to the modern world. You know, Man City, they got rid of, or Pep did, Joe Hart and Claudio Bravo, because he knew he wasn't going to win the league with those two. Then they brought in Edison, and they accumulated 100 points, never done before in the Premier League, and they win the league by 20 points, including the goal difference. And the next season, they win the league again, and they win it back to back. And who was the first team to do that? We were, weren't we? When Sykes Ferguson was managing our great club. I'd love to get back to those days. Really would. But De Gea is not what Man United is all about. When I criticise De Gea, I can't speak on behalf of anybody else. I'm not criticising the saves he makes. We know he can make worldies now and again. We know that. He's good at that sort of thing. But you need reservation, you need, more strings to your bow, you need more aggression in your play. You know what I mean? And I said before, if you're not playing for your country and you're not number one for your country, you shouldn't be number one for Man United Football Club. Tim Howard, number one for Man United for a short time. America's number one goalkeeper. Van der Sar, Holland, number one, and number one for Man United. The same with Schmeichel and Denmark. And that's what I judge a Man United goalkeeper on. Last season, if it wasn't for Ronaldo's goals, we would have finished bottom half of the table. We had the worst goals against column in Premier League history, and David De Gea was in goal for the majority of those games. So don't come to me that De Gea saved our skins and saved our bacon, because you're talking absolute rot. You don't know what you're talking about. You're an absolute imbecile and a simpleton if you think De Gea is going to win his league title. I just don't see it. And the problem is our fans, they want to keep bookends Deadwood, who serves the requirements like De Gea, for nostalgia purposes. They can't let go of the past. They're believing that De Gea is going to get us to where we want to be. Man United should be judged on league titles. That's what we're here for. Not a Mickey Mouse League Cup. You can't rest on your laurels. Next month, 10 years without a league title. Unacceptable. Unacceptable for Man United to go that long without winning a league title. It is. So De Gea needs to go in the summer, and we need to make a list of that. But the fans, obviously, I said, they want to keep him for nostalgia reasons, for what he did in the past, because they can't let go of it. But when your time's coming to an end, your time's come to an end. There's nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, we need to get rid of him next season. We have to. Otherwise, we are not winning the Premier League. You can forget it. And to those people saying, "Oh, can't win the league with the Glazers." Who's top of the league at the moment? It's Arsenal, isn't it? Who are owned by Arsenal? Oh yeah, the Cronkies. So don't come to me that we can't win league under the Glazers. Because we can. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. Because if Arsenal can, then why can't we? Because next month, Arsenal will be lifting the Premier League trophy aloft. And I said before, we've already won the League Cup. If we win the Europa League and the FA Cup, Arsenal would have had a better season than us. Because they would have won a trophy that's eluded us for 10 years next May. So there you go. Now the team I'm going to pick for Everton. De Gea in goal. The low right back, Martinez. Varane centre backs, left back, Blasher, because Porky Pig. Lo and behold, what a surprise. He signs a new contract and then he's injured. The cycle of Porky Pig, Rick Waller, Mr. Blobby, call him whatever you like, because he's fat as them. You can't rely on him. But we give him a 4-year contract. Mugging this fucking club up. The club don't have themselves been given a contract like that. Ridiculous. This club, failure. This wouldn't be accepted at Real Madrid. Real Madrid fans, they want the best. Del Bosque won the league, the guy with the moustache. But he was sacked afterwards. You really think that Real Madrid fans are going to settle for winning the Copa del Rey? Of course they're not. The white handkerchiefs will be coming out. Ancelotti will be gone. Because they have standards. We used to have that at Man United once upon a time. I know it's a little bit of a surprise moment, but we did, yeah. But we don't anymore. And that's a shame. But I'll always have standards. Don't you worry about that. Midfield 3, McTominay, Sabitzer and Bruno, Martial up front, Rashford, Anthony, and I hope Eriksen will play. So I'll pick Eriksen. Surely he's got to play. Now I watched Everton against Spurs. Everton didn't look like scoring, but then it was a fantastic goal by Michael Keane. I don't think he's ever scored a goal like that. It was a phenomenal strike. But when I look at Everton, they've got workaholic players. I don't think they've got any quality. You know what I mean? I don't. You know, Sean Dyche is getting praised from pillar to post. But if he keeps them up, he's done the same job as Lampard did. So it's not really impressive, is it? And I don't see Sean Dyche in a full season doing better than Lampard's first full season. I just don't get it. I don't think it'll happen. Because the investigation of the Premier League, because they released their financial results, they got a new stadium, so they're not going to be able to spend any more money. So Sean Dyche had to work on a shoestring budget. It didn't work for him at Burnley, did it? Because eventually he got the boot from there. You know, so I don't know what Everton are doing, to be honest. I just don't. But Everton would always be in Liverpool's shadow. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they haven't won the trophy since '95 when they beat us in the FA Cup final, 1-0 via Paul Rideout. Whatever happened to him, by the way? Whatever happened to Paul Rideout? Who knows? But at least he can say that's his claim to fame, can't he? So I'm going to go for a Man United 1-0 win. I think we'll win. I think we'll get over the line. And hopefully Brentford could do us a favour by taking points off Newcastle. So yeah, there we go. But Everton, I don't worry about Everton. I don't think they've got good players, to be honest. Yeah, Pickford makes saves, but I just don't get it with him. I don't. But that's all I've got time for. So let's hope we can get the win that we need so that we can leapfrog Newcastle. Because Newcastle will still finish above you. You're only above us on goal difference. So don't gloat. Because he who laughs last, laughs longest.